Ava met her knight in shining armor on a Tuesday, but he wasn't there to save her. Ava hated Tuesdays. They always arrived with a quiet sense of betrayal. Today proved her right. Her phone blinked a cruel 3% battery warning, and to finish the insult, she spilled coffee down the front of her brand new shirt. She escaped into her usual coffee shop, the Daily Grind, and collapsed into a chair, staring at her useless laptop which refused to connect to the cafe's Wi-Fi, like it had personally wronged her. "You look like technology has declared war on you." His voice was calm and slightly amused. Ava looked up. The man standing there was tall, neatly dressed in a blue suit that didn't quite match the casual cafe vibe. He smiled, not flirty, just observant, like someone who enjoyed solving puzzles. "Rough morning," he added. "Let me get you another coffee." She hesitated. Ava prided herself on handling things alone, but today had worn her down. Sure, thanks." He returned quickly, placing the coffee beside her laptop. Then, without asking, he glanced at her screen. "Mind if I try something?" Before she could answer, he leaned closer to her laptop and tapped a few keys. The screen loaded, then stopped. "Huh," he murmured. "Of course," she sighed. "Just my luck." He tried once more, then shook his head slightly. "Okay," he said, reaching into his pocket. "Let's try this instead." He pulled out his phone and turned on a temporary hotspot. Her laptop connected instantly. Ava blinked. "Oh." He smiled, casual. "Yeah, that'll do for now." Then he noticed her phone and slid a compact power bank across the table. "You'll need this too." That was when it felt a little too lucky. Ava laughed, half relieved, half suspicious. Still, the tension in her shoulders loosened. For a brief, slightly embarrassing moment, she wondered if this was how people ended up telling stories later, about a stranger who appeared out of nowhere, fixed everything, and vanished. A knight in shining armor, her tired brain offered, only half serious. "I'm Ava," she said. "Mark." He didn't stay long, just smiled, tapped the table once, and stepped back as if his job was done. That's when Sarah, the barista, approached with a tired sigh. "Mark, did you finally fix the Wi-Fi router? Mr. Henderson's been pacing like we broke his soul." Mark smiled and nodded toward Ava as he spoke to Sarah. "I'm still working on the problem," he said. "Real tests are different when there's a real person using it." Ava froze for a moment, her eyes briefly widening. She gave a small, surprised breath, but quickly tried to compose herself. Mark noticed and smiled awkwardly, then turned back to her, slightly sheepish. "I'm the cafe's IT guy. Sorry, habit. I see a problem, I fix it." Suddenly, everything became clear. Not a knight in shining armor, just a technician doing his job. Ava laughed, this time at herself. "Of course you are," she said. "That makes way more sense." She packed up her laptop and phone, hoping the rest of the day would go smoothly without any more surprises. The next Tuesday at work was just as tough. The Wi-Fi kept dropping, deadlines piled up, and her phone battery died early. By the afternoon, Ava was exhausted. She left work early and headed to the Daily Grind, hoping for a quiet moment. Sitting there, she let her mind wander to all the problems she still couldn't solve. Then, out of the corner of her eye, she spotted Mark, the cafe's IT guy, bending down next to the espresso machine, his sleeves rolled up, carefully fixing it. Ava smiled to herself, remembering how she once thought of him as her knight in shining armor. She laughed softly, shaking her head. "No one's going to rescue me at work," she thought, smiling. "I just have to stay calm and handle things myself." Funny thing about a knight in shining armor, she realized. You only look for one when you believe you can't stand on your own.
Great! The idiom knight in shining armor mostly refers to a person, usually a guy, who comes to the aid of someone else, usually a woman, during a difficult situation. It is often used when the person needs help or feels weak. It shows the idea of a kind hero who comes to help at the right time. Can you think of a sentence using this idiom? Write it in the comments below. I'd love to see your examples. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun English stories. See you in the next one!